Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Morning Jumpstart. I am Jason Meyer with the lights down, evidently. And today we've got a fun show, I think. Enlightening, I hope. This is going to be a little bit different. For those of you guys in class, which is everybody we're looking at today, I hope you saw the demo yesterday and how our idea of shapes and how we can come and go and the actual shape of shapes and the possibilities of them. And so with that in mind today, I wanted to take a look at your work and let's actually see how value shapes actually shape your canvas or give your painting. Design isn't even quite the right word, or composition, but we're talking at another level. That's kind of you might think of that as the hardscape. So if we were to build a building, well, after we do that, if we don't put any greenery around it, it can tend to look very, very harsh, right? But as we put the greenery and we soften things up, so let's just think about how we might expand our idea of shapes. And when we're designing our values, how will that inform us when we design our values and how we can get more out of our value shapes while still being as descriptive as we need to be? All right, so that's the idea today. Let's see how well we do that. See how well we do it. Good morning, Janny. Good to see you. Good to see you. I know we've got you on here. Miss Susan Schaefer found some underwater paintings. Good, good, good. I'm glad you found those. I've been looking for them, and well, as you know, my photos are a little bit of a mess, but Susan might be helping me with that. So, the show might get itself in order. Good morning, Mr. Tom. Mr. Tom, Mr. Tom, Mr. Tom. So all you guys made the show this morning? Good morning, Miss Cindy. I don't know if Miss Cindy is here, but if she is, I would love to request water. I ran out of water and I forgot to refill before the show. Anyway, all good. And Claudia. All right, guys. So you guys need to hold this a little bit lightly. And I'm going to be saying that because we're going to be seeing a lot this morning. Okay, so try not to go any too deep on any one, but try to see the pattern overall. And that's one of the reasons I want to go through so many images, is to almost not give you a chance to get into it, right? Almost the faster we go, the quicker you can see the value of the value. And since I said that, I hope nobody gets dizzy, but I think I might just go through this entire show relatively quickly, giving you 2 or 3. Oh my gosh, she's an angel. Thank you. I got water, guys. I got water. We're gonna survive the show. Let's do that. Let's do that quickly, and then we'll go through. It'll still be a quick pace, but not so fast. And let's see what happens when we get to the end of these. You guys like experiments, right? I love experiments. I love experiments. Claudia's always on board. I love it, Claudia. All right, guys, here we go. Let's make this big as we can for you guys. There we go. All right, again, I'm not going to say too much. Let's just look at these. So what you're going to see is, man, Susan is speaking the truth this morning. What just happened? Oh yeah, when I'm in screen sharing mode, evidently, hey, that worked out okay. That worked out okay. All right, Cindy does rock. Okay, here we go. So you're going to see color and then black and white. And what I want you to look at are look at the shapes you're actually seeing. Hold it lightly. Don't get dizzy. Where does your eye go? Where does your eye go? Where does your eye go? What's the first read? What's the first read? What's the first read? Okay, I know. Whew, that was exhausting, huh? Did everybody do okay? Did everybody do okay? I don't want to make anybody dizzy. But could you start to see as we flash through those, really that value either jumps or doesn't, right? Doesn't. Woo, fun. All right, I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want to hurt anybody. But why don't we go back through again, and let's go a little bit slower. Let's go a little bit slower, but again, it's the shape of the values. It's the shape of the values. All right. Well, if Janie's having fun, we're going to keep doing it. We're going to keep doing it. Here we go. Okay, so now again, this is all, we have to work where we are, but part of the challenge in teaching is we've got to give students concrete things that they can grab a hold of. Patterns, how can we change the color from lighter, grayer, and dark to darker, richer, right? Separate our shadow from our background, from our light, from our highlight. All of that takes some practice and work, and if that's where you are, be happy and focus on that. Okay? The purpose of this is to kind of show you to take that next step. Like essential, it's hard to take that next step if you don't have these fundamentals. Separating your foreground from your background, your light from your shadow. All of those things. But once you have those things, then we need to start questioning, okay, I see what I see. I see what I see. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean when I say I see what I see? I'm not being elusive, am I? Is that too elusive for you guys? But I see this light being released. But it's separated from this light and separated from that light. Okay, so we've got some good connections here, and now we've got to dig a little bit deeper and see exactly what we have. Exactly what we have. Okay? You're playing with some very, very fun stuff here. But as we play, we want to still be able to see what's actually happening on the canvas. And a lot of times the best way to see that is to get disoriented. To where it's not reading as objects, or the objects are disoriented. At that point, sometimes it's easier to see this as a value shape, right? To free your mind from thinking of this as a tabletop, and this as an orange, and this as an orange, and this as an orange. But thinking of this as a single value shape, and then how effective that value shape is as a painting, as a point of interest. Right? And I'm going to go ahead and give Susan some points here for an interesting shadow shape. You know, on top of that, she was focused on soft, hard, and literally drawing, capturing the space in between, the rest, and leaving the objects free to come and go. So when we start, we want to do this, draw hard edges around objects all the way around and separate all of our objects. And after a little bit of experience, we realize, well, that doesn't look that interesting and it doesn't feel that good. So how can we change these things up? How can we trap some different things so that our paintings become more visually interesting? Okay, so again, she's working on value and mixing color and size relationships. All of these things, very, very, very good. But as we're working on this, we want to see the value relationships. So what I'm thinking about is, okay, what is this shape and what does it do to this painting? What is this shape and what does it do to this painting? And poor Rini, she does what I tell her to do, and then I tell her, yeah, but you got to go 45 more miles down the road. So Rini, perfect, right? And why am I saying that? Because look, she's joining the shadow shapes. She's got one big shadow shape, and then she's released that shadow shape into the distance, and she's got another shadow shape that works. And she's got light in the foreground and light in the distance. And then we've got background there. Okay, so I don't want anybody to think I'm being too hard on them, especially you, Rini, because every time you really go at this, you're really going leaps and bounds. But hopefully this gives you an idea of the next steps or how we might do this step a little bit bigger. I want you to notice here how the trees and the grass in shadow read as one piece. It's looking at those things and seeing those things that allows you to start getting a little funky. Oh, I could combine grass and trees here. Oh, so how might that change the shape? Okay, again, let's not go too deep right now, but for instance, this is really fast. So, Rini, what if maybe we had a good negative shape cut in here a little bit, and then these go off, and then maybe there's another negative shape like the mountains would cut into here a little bit. And what that does is it changes that profile from a straightish line to more of a and a dip, and will give us some keyholes. And you've got the idea here, but we want to do a little bit more. Okay, the same thing here. Can you see how this gets to be a little bit fast? So what if some of this grass kind of came up in here and locked into that light shape? Or what if that light shape just, not making another light shape, but just again slowing down this ramp. Pulling over at the gas station and going to the bathroom, getting a snack, and then back on the road. Right? Unless you're the guy who likes driving 24 hours straight through with no rest, that's too much. Most people want to drive. Okay, we got to pull over, stretch the legs. Oh, not a little break. Okay, let's keep going. All right, let's pull over, take a little break, maybe have a little lunch. Okay, let's go. All right, that's a more pleasant pace for more people. All right, so I hope that's making sense. All right, let's see. Miss Sue made it. Good morning, Sue. Good to see you. I know you're here a lot, but it's good to see you commenting. making it onto the chat board. Miss Shakti, no apologies. No apologies, no apologies. All right, everybody catch their breath. Are we ready to go back to our value patterns? All right, so the shape of our paintings. Okay, so this is brilliant. This is brilliant. Right, so Peggy, so look, things are getting so much better. And look, before I had a chance to get back to her, bam, she thought, hey, banjo. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. But if you did not get to see the demo yesterday morning, go back and do that, because this is so good. But now we want to think about how can we release this shape from being locked up. Not to lose the description of banjo, but is there some highlights on the string that could read as white, so we could have some little whites that, or a highlight on the frets or something? Do you see what I'm saying? Or maybe the dark of the is it the fretboard? I don't know. Can cut into that, right? So again, this is just a really fast shape. So how can we release this shape and lock it up? You already did it, didn't you? You're doing it here. But do you see how there's a few edges that are a little hard that kept me from seeing that at first? So look, she's already got it. So how can we make that just a little more obvious? And then maybe connect that with that there. Oh man, so good, so good. So yeah, right? So we're seeing these shapes, you've got them connected here, Peggy. So do you see how now these overall shapes are still a tad bit locked up? So how can we free those? Is there some highlight on the leg here? Where's this light coming from? It's coming from over here. Maybe there's a little highlight, just a bit on the leg here, right? The thigh would turn over like a cylinder like this as it comes out towards the knee. And so could we use that just again to, and that would be like not going 32 hours on the car ride all the way through. But let's go through the car and then let's pull over and stretch our legs, right? We don't want to take a trip all the way down. No. It's just a little rest stop. Just a little rest stop. Oh, Peggy, fantastic. You're on fire, kid. On fire. All right, so this was an idea about how, because early in the process, and this would still apply, you see there's some evenness, a little bit of evenness here. So how did this guy undo that evenness? How did he undo that evenness? Okay, so a little bit of this to now, after you guys have them focus, is how do we introduce a little trickery here? And look, isn't this a little cheeky guy? Isn't this guy cheeky? He goes, yeah, I'm going to do a portrait, but I'm going to make you focus on my shins. All right, I don't really want to look and talk to you today, so why don't you focus on my shins while we have our conversation? Okay, so you could see you could employ a little bit that too. Because again, this light and shadow, maybe the light's not as strong down here. And then again, that'll strengthen this and loosening up some of these edges. Oh, Peggy, I want my 10%. I want my 10% when it sells. When it sells. All right, so this is a bit non-conventional here. A bit non-conventional. But if we go back to convention, where are you focusing? Right now, he's got you back up. Again, not immediately on the face, but he knows that's going to carry a weight. Right? So again, something a little traditional, we want to focus on the face, the important part. Something a little non-traditional, a little more modern, you know, kind of, cynical. Yeah, had enough. Look at my shiny shins. Look at my shiny shins. In this gray, gray world. Right? Look at the color that I could be. But alas, what I am. You know, it all depends on what you want to say. It all depends on what you want to say. Oh, oh, I love you all. I love you all. I love you all. So fantastic. But even more fantastic. Even why is this more fantastic than before? Where do you focus? Big fish? Where do you focus? Well, kinda, but do you see there's so much light here that it doesn't have the power and the intensity of kind of standing out as important and on its own. But Miss Susan said, hold my tea. I'll be back in a moment. Ba-boom. Ba-boom. Yes, yes, right? Throwing some shadow down here, maintaining hard edges and distinction, but just enough, not even everywhere. Oh my gosh, if it wasn't inappropriate, if we didn't have COVID, and I would give you a kiss. I would give you metaphor. I know it's inappropriate, you can't do that, but I want to kiss you. This is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. One little thing I want to say, Susan, is you have the light hitting here, which means it would be coming in at this angle. Now that doesn't mean it can't hit and coming down this way a little bit, but think about having those beams a little bit more like that. And they can fade away here. And sometimes, you could even have them where they might go insert, but don't make it where the light source seems like it's coming this way, because that's in contradiction to what these are saying. All right, that's my one little persnickety thing, and I'm just doing that because, oh my God, I want my 10%, we're going to be rich. I want my 10%, we're going to be rich. All right, fantastic. Fantastic, fantastic. And I know this is just a warm-up. Again, persnickety. This feels just a tad bit sharp down here. Right? And I say that because I feel like this has too much weight. We do need some balance. And again, I'm talking high level here, guys. But I'm doing this, one, to push you to see it, because sometimes just mentioning it allows you to kind of float up to that level of sensitivity. And on the same note, this appears just a bit much. So as you go forward with the painting, it's the weight, right? It's the weight. So just consider that. Overall, fantastic, right? Really hardcore what's next. A little bit less on these spots. And watch the direction of the light. Okay? All right, did everybody catch their breath? Oh my gosh. You know what, Susan? Go ahead and file a lawsuit, because consider yourself kissed. All right, just go ahead and file the lawsuit. I can't help myself. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. So good. So good. Let's see. Yeah, right? That light beam. That light beam. Oh, beams. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, the weight. As the weight. There you go. So good. So good. Sorry about all the inappropriateness, Susan. Sorry. I apologize. I apologize. All right. Good job. Good job, guys. All right. So we're still friends. Good. Even after the kiss, we're still friends. I'm glad. All right. What if there was more release just above the eye? Yeah, maybe. And again, this is just a drawing. One thing I do want to point out here, since we're talking at this level, is some of these hard, dark edges are necessary to bring it up. Okay, so um, it's going to differ, but you are going to need some of this because the light will fade a little bit here, right? Because this is turning away, so this highlight will probably be a little bit smaller. But again, with the weight of those dark, hard lines, we can keep that kind of foreground there. Okay? And then I love you included a different object, transcend the objects in the foreground, at the same time making kind of an interruption there. Right? The same thing here. It's part, but it's an interruption too. So not one, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah. You're getting the point. Not one, but 17. Okay? So beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So good. All right, come on, get this done. Get this. I want my 10%. I need a haircut. Give me that 10%. Good. All right, let's check it out. Yeah, Miss Sue, the same thing. Your shapes are getting so much better, right? You see just so much interesting, so much more of a whole rather than parts, right? Because even on these value pieces, we're always doing the whole. We're never painting a part, right? Every time we're painting a part, we're painting the part for the whole. So beautiful, beautiful. You can see if this is on water, it becomes a little bit hard. It looks like land. If it is land, whatever it is, we just need to slow this pace down, right? And we can do those with those keyholes right there, kind of interrupting a little bit. Look how, oh my, dude, I'm getting lawsuits everywhere. You're getting a kiss too today, Sue. You're getting a kiss today too. Here we go. So, yes, right? Look at the difference between this edge that allows us to get here, and then she got some of these edges a little bit more while trying to maintain water. Yeah, and the problem is getting a soft edge is easy, but oh yeah, keep the soft edge and make sure it looks like water, and then it's aesthetic. I know it's picture plane foreground, but make sure it's aesthetic background, that it's water, and that it's light and shadow, but I don't want you to focus there. Man, that's a lot, and it's got to be less than and more than. But again, you guys are doing it. Okay? And this is beautiful, this release from here. I mean, look at this release into the distance right on the edge. And then a little bit more right there. Oh my God, it's so good. We're not in person. I would just be kissing and kissing and kissing and kissing and hugging. Oh my goodness. Yes. If I'm going to get persnickety, we can't have this and this the same weight. There's just too much space between them. Okay, and again, I'm being really persnickety here, but that'll make a huge difference. If we can, as you develop this, just release this value a little bit, right? A little bit, without messing up everything else you got right. All right, good. How do you not focus on the light source and still make it look good? How? Well, call Sue. She'll tell you. All right. Somebody needs to send a message to Neardrum, Odd Neardrum. Tell him to scoot over. That visual weight here and here and here, balanced by the psychological weight there. Hey, that's nothing. Sue's got it. So what's up, Odd? What's up? What you got? Wow, Sue, fantastic. Fantastic. If around some of these mount, we can just soften and edge up. Again, just so it's not so locked up a little bit. Again, if things, like if this becomes too much of about the eyelid meeting the eye from edge to edge, it can feel so, but the good news, it just takes so little. It takes so little to kind of release. But, you know, I don't know. If I was you, I would just stick this in the museum, but that's up for you. That's up to you. Yeah. Right there, fishing. Yeah, and Sue's been working on these ideas. This is the last painting for a long time. This is also Sue's work here, but yeah, it's like you got a hold of it, the whole thing, and you're going for it. So fantastic. No, not too much. Not too much. Just remember my 10%. Remember my 10%. One last thing is, you see this dark value here? If you repeated that just slightly right here, and maybe a little bit, again, not outlining, but that would help us give the eyes a little more focus, and it would also help to soften all of that up. Okay, so that would probably be next steps, but man, oh my God, beautiful. Beautiful. Boop, 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 boop. Well, sometimes it's happy tears, but today I'm just kissing on everybody, so I don't know. Maybe I should go back to happy tears. I'd be less lawsuits. Be less lawsuits. All right, so Mr. Tom's getting started on size and placement. Size and placement. So as you do that, again, these are some really big, long lines. So we're going to have to decide, okay, where are we really going to hold them on these? Right? And since she is so far over here, we're going to need some strong movement this way for this to be balanced. So knowing that, what that tells you is these hard edges should probably be like womp, 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 womp. Why? Because that's a very sharp angle. Now, if that ends up being too much, what do we have to do? Well, then we have to take that angle of those sharp edges and flatten it out a little bit. So what does that mean? Well, that means that this hard edge moves down to here. Bump, 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 bump. Then you're going to have an abstract diagonal of that. If you do a hard edge here, and here, and here, and here, along with that, that's going to have that force right there. And that's discordant with the harmony that you're setting up here. And what I mean by discordant is it destroys the harmony. A little tiny bit of that can be a thrill. Too much can wreck a relationship. Okay, a little bit of discord can be good, but too much, the harmony's dead and you've lost the art. Okay, so I don't know if you guys heard that, but that's some really high level stuff here. Some really high level stuff. This painting depends, and this is one way to think about it, these hard edges. But more than the hard edges, it depends on the angles of which we move across this canvas. And we have to consciously choose what is that main movement. And that has to be a first choice, because that choice then dictates how you paint this, how you paint this, how you paint this, how you paint this. It literally dictates how you paint everything. So as you get more advanced and you start asking about composition and finishing, I usually start yelling at people, well, you can't finish until you finish before you start. That finish before you start is knowing what angle you want to move the viewer through. That will not be in a reference photo. That will not be in a model sitting for you. That will not be in a still life in front of you. That will not be in a landscape that you're sitting in front of. That is what has to come solely from the artist. And it has nothing to do with actual subject matter. Guys, hey guys, you're in charge. This is up to you. You're responsible. You have to decide, consciously decide, how you're moving across that canvas, and then not let anything, not an eye, not glasses, not hair, not someone you love, not a color you hate. I mean, let nothing distract you or ever change the fact that this is what you're painting. You're not painting a beautiful young lady. You're painting a certain eye path across the canvas for the viewer to follow. While they're taking that journey across this canvas with their eyes, they're discovering air, hair, light, shadow, depth, glasses, eyes, nose, mask, little girl staring into the distance. But none of that came from you. What came from you was, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to start the tour right here. And if you don't mind, we'll just take a sit. You know, everybody get comfortable, put your belongings away and have a seat. And once everybody's comfortable, we'll get on our way. And at our first stop here, and then we're going to go ahead and take a little journey now. We're going to speed up a little bit, and then we'll come down here and slow down again. And let's talk about this area for a little bit before we go on. And this is going to be the main interest of our tour right here. So we've got this point of interest, we've got this point of interest, we've got this point of interest, we've got this point of interest. And that's going to about wrap it up. So if we can have our seats, and we'll go ahead and get going back to our way home. And on the way home, let me tell you a little bit about this, and I hope you guys have a beautiful day. All right, Tom. I know Tom heard that. So I hope some of you guys heard it too. Boom. What do we have here? What do we have here? Very nice, right? Very nice. Our light is separated. Beautiful job on lighting up this dark. I just said that, guys. Did you hear what I just said? I said, good job on lighting up this dark. That is exactly what I said. And I hope you guys will think about that for a little while. What? I said, good job lighting up this dark. Good job. Good job keeping this less, keeping this more. Right? Good, 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 good job. Now look, she's got a hard edge back here. She's got a pretty hard edge back here. But I just now noticed that. And the fact that it took me that long to see that hard edge, because I do this day out, I'm pretty good at reading these things, that tells me that's probably okay. Right? That tells me it's probably okay. Right? The halo may be a tad bit much, but again, when you look at it in color, you know, it's hard to see. And this is such a delicate little thing. But I think it still reads, Janny. I still think it reads very well. Very well. Boom. So, I'm a little bit loath to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. And this isn't personal or about anyone. It's more about basically the learning process, the progress of learning. So what I want to do, so like I said, the first thing is to be able to get the viewer to a particular spot on the canvas that you like. Right? And while she's doing this, look at all these little gradations she has down there. I don't want you to think I'm missing these. I see all of this. Right? She's releasing with her air right there too. Right? So she's doing all the same things. We've got a nice trap in here. But art is really about degree. And one of the first big steps you take beyond the craft of how you do that into the artistic realm is you learn that it's about, okay, so how can I get this value to skip across or maybe to join this so that I can literally transcend this object? Right? Is there another object that's a little bit different? Right? Or can I throw light on something that's near it? Right? And I love the idea of this halo connecting up with that light right there. And so it's little things like that. And then, yeah, we can have a note overall there. So, but the first game, look, guys, this is a big deal. Most of the time, it takes people years and years and years before they get it enough. Oh, I've got to separate the value like that. While working in color. Oops, I don't have it here. Because this is a color painting. Usually when people go from black and white to color, they lose everything. But look, she's still got it. So what's the next step? And I know she wants to be more painterly. Some of that's happening here, but some of that's making this light paint now jump out of its boundaries, making the dark paint jump, like literally this dark goes right into that orange. There's no barrier there. Okay, so as we start to lose our barriers between objects, that's the first step of harmony. With edges, anyway. Okay, I don't want to dwell on that, but those are the next steps. Those are the next steps. Here, and I hope I have this wrong. You sent me two, and I was so cross-eyed when I read the email. So... yeah, right. Right, Susan? Janny's on fire. This is Janny's too. This is Janny's too. Yeah, everybody's killing it. Everybody's killing it. And I can say that, I mean, and I am as serious on this as I am this. Janny is killing it here. Barbara, you're killing it here. Right? We have to relate and compare ourselves to where we were yesterday, to where we were 3 months ago. Right? If we compare ourselves to Rembrandt, we're always going to suck. Right? And so it's good to have that out there, but also, where was I yesterday? Janny, you're way down the road. Barbara, you're way down the road. So this is great. And this is great because of the relationship to where these painters were before now. And so don't think that you have, oh, they're doing it like this, so be where you are, be who you are, and simply sit with the misunderstandings that you have. And then that will take you to the next level. Okay, and while we do that, we can all be supportive, right? So Claudia, yes, great work from all. Yeah, right? Okay, so anybody who's watching out there and, oh, I really want to, but I'm afraid my stuff is so ugly. The only reason I'm an artist now is because nobody told me. Nobody told me how horrible my work was. I couldn't draw, I couldn't see values, I couldn't make values, I couldn't mix color, I couldn't lay paint. I couldn't do anything. But I kept at it, and I had fun. All right? So, very beautiful, everybody. What a rich feel, yeah, very beautiful. No, I mean, I appreciate it, but you're here because you have vision. Every one of you are here because you have vision, right? But a lot of people have vision. A lot of people have taste. But there's so much self-doubt. And we think because all the crap we've fed that, oh, I don't have talent, or this, or that's BS. That's complete BS. You have some misunderstandings. If you want to execute your vision, take the time to find out what that misunderstanding is and fix it. It's as simple as that. It has nothing to do with born genius or anything else. Okay, so thank you everybody for being exactly where you are. Right? I really don't care whether you're a pro and 100 times better than me, or you've never picked up a paintbrush before. What I care is, let's pick up what we have. Let's look around us, see where we are. Let's be honest about it. And then let's take a step forward. And then one more step. And one more step. And one more step. And each of those steps, we have these beautiful friendships. Okay? So wherever you are, be there. Stand in it. Be happy to be there. And then look down the road, look all around you, where do I want to go? And you're not going to be transported there. But if you turn your feet in that direction and you put one foot in front of the other one, you'll get there. And the thing is, I want each of you to go in your own direction. But at first, we've got to learn this language. The language of value. How value shapes our painting in such a deep, deep way. In such a deep, deep way. You know, we were getting stuck more here before because she worked this out more. She played it down, so look. Oh, Oh, nice and quiet, getting in. The crowd's mixing in. We're gonna order our drinks, get a little food. Oh, the drinks and food. Oh, so nice. The lights go down. Boom, the show comes on. Oh, yeah, and the crowd gets up and goes wild. Oh my, all right, let's wind down. The car ride home. Nice. And then we're just in the bed at night with the lovely glow. Now that's a beautiful evening. That's a beautiful evening. All right. Hello, Rini. It looks like you get here just in time for all the soft, mushy stuff. So you should have been here earlier. I was kissing people. I got lawsuits coming my way. You missed it. Or maybe you're just able to thing. Anyway. All right, everybody. Let's see. Was that the last? I think, do we have more today? I don't know. No, that's it for today. So why don't we take our journey one last time? And let's start with this little gem here. Duplicate that. Is that really a fish? Where's the eyes and the mouth on that guy? No. I want you to point to exactly where. Okay. What about this guy? Where's the eye and the mouth and... Wait, does this guy even have a side? Maybe? I don't know. Alright. Oh, fine. Wow, there's not much of an eye there. That's all he's going to do for a mouth. Okay. Alright, well, if you don't want to finish it, your deal. Oof. What? Did he have some place to be? What happened to this fish? What did he have some place to be? Rini, I was just kidding. We were having fun earlier. We were having fun. So what's in, does this light shape leave the boundaries of this fish? Look, even leaves the boundary of design and splatters. All right. So quickly we're going to see value and how value... Oh, what the holy heck? Oh, all right. I pulled that down earlier. All right, there we go. How value gives the painting its shape and feel. And if you don't want things to be locked up, you've got to quit letting your values being locked up, and you have to let them transcend from one orange directly with no boundary into the second orange, directly with no boundary into the tabletop, and let's join into the light of the table. Oh, gosh, that was a nice road trip. Okay? But don't take a trip into the shadow and then you're locked in a South American prison for 5 years. That's no fun. Okay? No fun being locked in any prison. So our values. So Rini, we talked earlier about your value shapes and how the fastness. How can we slow that down now? Okay, so you got a nice critique earlier in the show. Peggy, yeah, get us to the place. Yeah, get us. Let's join some lights. And now what I was talking about, we looked at this guy here, right? And showing you that just because it's skin doesn't mean it has to all be equal. So that might come into play to if we quieted that down. If we quieted that down. Can you see the difference? That idea of transcendence literally makes it transcendent. Literally makes it transcendent. Well, wait, no, transcendence is too deep and it takes. No, it takes a smudge. It takes a smudge. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right, guys. A little bit different today. Shook it up. I hope you got a ton out of it. I hope we got a ton out of it. Yeah, right? Who likes to be told what to do? We want to be in a living state of discovery, right? Relaxed engagement in a living state of discovery. And just, wait, it's this value and what color and. How can you be in a living state of discovery and relaxed engagement if you're thinking like that? So, how do we have to look and engage in these works to where we can be in a relaxed state of engagement, working from the inside out, the heart of the matter, and be in a living state of discovery? So today, I've just got the question, not the answer. How are you going to do it? How are you going to do it? All right. Love all of you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for your beautiful hard work. I know it's personal. I know it's a lot putting yourself out there. But that's the only chance to clear up these misunderstandings and to take the next step. You clear enough of the misunderstandings up, and you've walked right into mastery. Mastery's not for the select chosen few. Mastery's for those who get up and head in a consistent direction day after day. Love you guys. Bye-bye.